state, bro.
Solid state. Oh, yeah. There.
Live
There.
from a
Now
solid drive.
now we're going live. Okay.
I was gonna say I'm still staring at a thumb, so
No, according to this, we're live.
let me refresh just in case. Should be okay, but
Oh, there's probably going to be lag.
there we go. We're back.
Yeah. All right. People in the lobby, too. That's kind of cool. I like setting it up like that. I like having the...
The lurby.
Yeah, that way
Get a little pre-roll going.
Well, people know we're going live, so we're not sitting here in front of, like, 0 people going, so how was your day, Dylan?
Yeah.
And then we drop down to 0 viewers.
Well, that makes sense because I'm on the stream, so we should at least have one.
Well, we do have one.
Okay.
That's the
Bangs,
one.
Bangs is here.
Is it live or is it duct tape? Were you the one waiting, Bangs? You can tell me. Yeah, so we'll get to the title of this video later on. We'll let this one stew. Just so you know, we were referred to as condescending snobs.
Yeah,
due to
both of
last
us, in
week's-
fact.
Both
Yeah.
of us. So we'll have a little bit of fun with that. A little bit later on. So let's let that one stew for a bit. Hey,
Ken
Ken.
McCone, what is up?
How's she going there, buddy?
Already going there, bud.
So yeah, it should be fun. We'll revisit that in a bit. If everyone was cool of the whole lobby waiting thing, just to make sure no one was upset at the concept.
Gets the suspense going. It's awesome.
Bang's always waiting for you, Dylan. Aw,
Always.
sweet.
Well, I thought he was always waiting for your wife. I didn't think he was always waiting for me.
Some people kind of make me feel that way. Like I've had a few really awkward and I don't care. Like I'm not.
Oh yeah, it's funny. It's comedic more than
Yeah.
anything, but it's just awkward.
I'm not offended by if somebody's like, but I've been getting a lot of comments of people like, yeah, your wife should do the review and you should just come on. And I'm like,
and they say it like they type it just as you just said it too.
yeah, and
The wife needs to come on.
yeah, and like it does have its point with the female voice test. And I would love to integrate her more into videos, but she has no interest in being part of the videos.
Bangs now waits for me instead of your wife because he lowered his standards. They lowered their standards. We still have no idea who Bangs is. I keep making that mistake.
Eventually,
Yeah.
I'll just get Bangs in on the live stream.
There you go.
And it'll just be like a silhouette of a person where you won't be able to tell.
Oh yeah, it'll be like a Ed Snowden kind of there's just like white lights in the back, just a shadow.
Yeah.
That's all you see.
So Dylan, now we're just talking about this just before the stream started. Now I went in and I saw a doctor about my finger. I've been meaning to buy a guitar. I actually have the Taylor 214 CE picked out already. Nice guitar. It was at $1,600. I just want a guitar that buzzes or doesn't buzz and sounds nice. The Taylor's pretty bright on the mids to the highs.
Very, yeah.
Which
that Grand Auditorium, man. The Grand Auditorium bodies always are bright.
So I went in to look for kind of the equivalent of the Martin, which they have the D13.
I was going to say, were you looking for like a D18 or like?
Well, the D13, the problem is a bit out of my price range. So it's 1,700 plus tax. I was hoping to get it in the 1,600 mark with tax. The name just screams high standards, Bangs. Yeah.
Every time Aiden sees me laugh, he knows I'm laughing at a comment. Every time. It always cues him to look at the comments whenever he sees me start laughing.
Fantastic. So anyways, but the problem is I went in to try out I think it was last Friday, I went in to try out the Taylor 214 CE just to use for doing mic reviews. And I couldn't do a C note because this finger...
Which is and for those that haven't played a Taylor, that's impressive because Taylors are some of the best playing guitars ever.
Well, it's because my finger wouldn't bend down. Like when I tried to do the C, because your index is going all the way down and in.
Oh yeah, crunch.
Severe pain.
That does occur to me is I feel like that position is not good for arthritis. Like I imagine a lot of guitar players that play a lot of C chords.
But this is just like I noticed it a few times when I was doing some of the like mic reviews and I was playing guitar for it, and it was a little painful. It was just uncomfortable. But this time I was like, oh crap.
Just play a bar chord on the 3rd fret A
Right.
position. You're good.
And I just noticed, like, I remember jamming my finger a couple months back. And so I just figured it was that, but it hasn't got better. And the doctor's like, nah, it looks like arthritis. So I actually went in to get an x-ray done to see if this is broken or not, if it's a fracture. So we're going to be finding out. Now, Dylan, how would it feel if you got your index finger, like you couldn't play guitar?
Bad. That's my therapy, man. That's my therapy. If I didn't have a guitar, I'd have to actually go to therapy, which would suck. So like that is how I deal with stress, is playing guitar. So and I'm a very
3rd fret playing a.
It's just a k. It's just a k.
Yeah.
I love the double negatives. My favorite. I
Well,
have low standards.
Ken says capo 3rd fret playing A. I would do that. Bangs, if I didn't have low standards, I would have no standards at all. Gloom, despair, and agony on me. Nice. It's wow, aren't you the party favor today, Bangs?
Party favor.
So I'm actually kind of upset. Like if this ends up being, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have no idea what I'm gonna do about my finger. Like you can use heat on it and stuff to warm it up, but the severe pain of trying to play with it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, or like trying to do like lead sweep picks and stuff. When you need that dexterity.
I can do most things. It's just when it's in the position of the C chord, when the finger's got to be all the way back and all the way in pressing on the string, because I can actually bend the finger still, but as soon as I put pressure on the index of, like, when you press down the string, it's severe pain. I just
and it's just the C. Like all the other first position, like I'm looking at D. I'm like
everything else
is
fine.
Yeah, it's just that one chord that's awkward.
Well, F is technically, but you can bar F.
So here's a workaround. So the way I often do C chords, because it makes it easier to transition and it's more sonically interesting, is if you, instead of playing what you're trying to do, which is, if you do the kind of almost make like a G formation, and instead of doing that, you do this.
Yeah, in the open, so that minor.
Yeah, so that's an it's a C major add 9.
Add 9, yeah. I do that, but I mean, I would like the ability to play all the chords, Dylan.
Yeah, it would be nice, but I mean, you got to work with what you got, right? I mean,
yeah. So we're gonna find out by next Friday. I should know whether or not this is a break or if it's whatchamacallit, arthritis. I'm like, what? Why would all of a sudden arthritis just like bang?
Yeah. Well, it just doesn't. It usually starts slow and then it, kind of revs up. It doesn't just come out of nowhere. So
Quoth Junior Samples BR 549. I don't get that. I make a musical reference and no one gets it. Yeah, that's about it.
A lot of random words. Yep.
So, also Vanguard mics. I'm in contact with them about getting a couple microphones for
nice.
review.
I like them. I've only dealt with them once with one product, and it was a great experience. So, yay Vanguard. I'm pro company. I'm pro Vanguard. I am a Vanguard.
Their stereo mic is the one that I really wanted to get. I wanted you to test it for the mid side.
Jeez, we got some savageness in the comments today. What is this?
Harsh. And
I love it.
The weird thing is our like, we only have, it keeps saying 3 concurrent viewers.
So I'm one, and Ken and Bangs are the others.
So I'm wondering,
we got a fourth. We got a fourth.
Oh, do we?
Gaylord Fokker.
Oh, Gaylord. I don't think I've seen Gaylord. What is a cheap option microphone for recording acoustic guitar? P120.
P120.
AKG
I would say
P120.
if you want something that's going to be a little more transparent, I would say the AT2022. What's the pencil mic in the lineup?
Yeah, I think that's the 2022.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to look it up.
I'm doing it right now.
Yeah, do it. We're both doing it. But yeah, if you can get your hands on that, it's relatively inexpensive. Pencil mics are good for instruments. Yeah, the pencil mics are good for recording instruments because they're really transparent.
That's not. That's the XY. That's the stereo mic.
Oh, that's the combination. Which, I mean, that's not bad. It's still, I think it's 2 pencils, right?
No, it's not. It actually looks like the top of the H5. So you're looking at the 2021.
Yeah, so if it looks at the top of the top of the H5 is 2 pencil mics. So
well, yeah, but they're tiny little capsules. The 2021 is what you're looking for.
Okay, yeah, 2021 or the 2022, which just basically sounds like the stereo. It kind of sounds like the was the Rode NT4, which is the stereo version of the NT5. I might be mistaken, but there's an NT5 variant from Rode that is just basically two NT5 capsules on the same chassis.
You are a cultured man, Ken McCone. Okay, I'm not listening. I'm just here for the chat. Hee haw! I am Bangs. Wow. Okay, Ken and Bangs going at it. I'm just gonna leave those two to it.
Oh my god.
Oh, we have people starting to pile in. I think the notifications are going out late again today.
Maybe. Yeah.
That's okay though.
Or maybe a bunch of people jumped in the waiting room and were like, "No one is here. Screw this," and just kind of went for a coffee or something.
Yeah, I think that's part of the problem. Gaylord, you're welcome. Welcome to the stream, by the way.
We got Ben Stiller in the house.
Yeah. Picking that name for your YouTube name, that is confidence. That's what you require.
I was gonna
for
say
that
I wouldn't be surprised if YouTube just clamped down. Like I wonder if I would see that in the top chat, or if YouTube's like, nope, spam. No, you're in the top chat. You're good.
Yeah, no, I've got it on top chat right now.
Speaking of which, I noticed something funny. So small side story. Speaking of YouTube, I noticed this week. I was on Numberphile's channel watching that old video that he did about YouTube and the 301 views thing.
Yeah.
And YouTube has permanently set it to 301 views. That video will forever, like, if you go and look at the video now, it has 301 views.
What video is this? Wait, say that again.
It's by, so Numberphile did a video years ago about YouTube, their like authentication process after you exceed 300 views for authenticating views. And so Numberphile did a video about it where he actually interviewed a guy from Google and talked about it. It's a neat video. But so I guess YouTube, as a little like Easter egg joke, has set the view counter for that video permanently to 301. And I'm like, well, I hope he's at least getting like money, like, you know, for the plays, because it's a monetized channel. So
yeah.
I hope they're still counting them. They're just all, because that's kind of a dick move if
no,
they're not.
I could see like it could have been demonetized. It depends. I don't know if YouTube would do something like that on.
I don't think they would either.
It's SEO poison. I can always find my stuff on Google. 301 views is where Google stalls while they span check views. I've never seen
Pretty
that.
much.
I've actually, I haven't paid attention too much.
It only happens for like sometimes like a couple hours. Like you really have to be staring at it consistently to notice if it stops at. I don't even know if they still do it. That was an old video, but it was a phenomenon at one point where once you surpass 300 and. Technically 300, but somebody screwed up on the code, so it ended up being 301 because they used the less than or equal to sign.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious that YouTube would do that. But no, it was an interesting phenomenon.
I'm trying to think the last time I had a video under 300 views. Oh, yeah, actually, the ghost in my studio hasn't reached 300. 279. Did you watch that, by the way?
No. I tried to think about it. No, I don't think
that was the one where somebody pointed out in my in one of my videos where I'm doing, I think it was the AKG P120. I can't remember, 420. One of the AKG videos. Right behind me, the cable was unplugged from my main mic, the mic I'm using right here.
Yeah.
And the cable was just sitting on the table, but then the cable moved a bit, and then it moved more and slid off the edge of the table. Like it almost seemed to move by itself. And I checked and I looked, I recreated the scenario and the microphone would not move by itself. Like
I think I remember you talking about it. I don't think I actually saw the video about it.
The video is up. It's a kind of put into a funny, I put it in a funny style. I did not put it in a like a serious, like I'm kidding. I don't think I have a ghost. However, I would love to know what made my cable just like all of a sudden move while I'm doing these. Like I think I was doing the plosive test on the mic, and it just 6 feet behind me, the thing moves and then moves again and falls off the desk.
I had something. Well, I think everyone's got at least one like creepy ghost story. One time I was just getting a level on the mic in the booth, and the door was closed. Nobody else was here, and I was turning up the level, and I saw the little signal LED on the preamp start to flicker a little bit, like consistently, and I'm like, what the hell is that? And then I auditioned it to listen to it, and it sounded like. And I'm like,
oh, that is weird. Someone.
and then I open the door. There's nobody there. And I'm like, and then I come back and the sound's gone. Like, the sound stopped. I'm like,
that's weird. Yeah. Bang says long polymer chains have a memory. That's fair. And static friction. I don't think Bang's Naughty Bits believes in ghosts. Now, that said, I don't think I have a ghost. However, like I said, I recreated the scenario of the cable falling off, and I haven't been able to recreate it yet. That
Hint
scenario.
of Shrimp. We got all the P1s. We got all the good old boys back.
Yeah,
we got Bangs. We got Hint of Shrimp. We got Ken.
All the P1s coming in.
P1s,
That's way I wait for Dylan. That way I wait.
I think that's why. I think I'm gonna say.
Oh, okay, that's why I wait for Dylan.
H is nowhere near A on the keyboard, but I'm assuming it's.
Yeah, whatever. Greased up fingers can do some weird things.
Yeah, very. I don't need to know why the fingers are greased up, but we'll just let that one slide.
I told you I don't actually judge anyone. Okay, so let's get into some judgment here. Let's we got a few.
Let's dive into that. Yeah,
let's dive into why we're called two condescending
Let's
snobs.
dive into us being judged.
Now, I'm not going to name the dude. Now, here's the reason I'm not going to name him. One, he deleted his comment after I basically called him out on what I considered to be dumb. I don't understand. But he initially said, and I haven't been able to see the full comments. I can just see the condensed ones in my notifications, by the way. So I don't have the full breadth of the comments. I responded to them all before he deleted it. I still don't have the full comments. My apologies. I should have screen capped them while he was doing it. What he said was, I've listened to a few lives and watched a few videos, but damn, you guys are way too condescending for me. I'll take my shit products that handle a ton of things I can't do for myself. And then that one cuts off. Jen, how you doing, brother? I love that little microphone.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
I saw that. I'm like, what?
Yeah, those are the things you get when you're a member. Jan's
upsell.
Yeah.
Upsell.
At this point, when he said this to me, what I said to him, he called us condescending. I said, "Hey, man, I apologize, but I'm okay with our delivery from the show. I don't feel as if I'm going to change anything based on this is whatever I said. I didn't even know what I'd said, but I said, I'm sorry, and if that's how you feel, I apologize and have a great day. No hard feelings." And he responded with, Dark Corner Studios' overall attitude towards gear and manufacturers in general is the problem. I respect your opinions. It's the snob attitude I can't get past anymore.
It's wildly subjective.
So basically at this point, I'm like, okay, well, if it's problems with gear and manufacturers, I am only going to call out what I see in gear and manufacturers that I see as problematic, which is the point of being a reviewer. When you review things, you can't just paint rainbows on them. You have to point out the things that are not the best. So with the Rodecaster Pro, I hated certain things about it. I loved other things, but these things were a problem for me, and I had to address that.
Yeah, well, and I think too, and you and I talked about this pre-stream as well, is there's this thing that happens with some people. I don't seem to do it. You don't seem to do it. Where we buy a product, and then when somebody makes a bad review about the product, we take a personal offense to it. I don't do that.
Yeah.
But there's lots of people that do. They're like that. Well, I bought the Rodecaster Pro, so by you shitting on the Rodecaster Pro, you're shitting on me as a person. It's like, no. Look, I've bought lots of stuff. There's no such thing as a perfect product. Get that through your head.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as something that is just you're never gonna. There's not anything critical that you can really say about it. I've got lots of stuff that I have that it's like, well, this I don't like this about it. I don't like this about it. When somebody makes a negative review and brings up a point, I'll be like, sure. I watched a video again. I love Pro Tools. I use it hours every single day, and lots of people hate it.
Yep.
And I've watched videos that are the 10 reasons why Reaper is better than Pro Tools. And I watched some of the reasons. I'm like, no, that's false. And some of the reasons I'm like, yeah, no, that's totally fair.
Yeah.
I don't have an issue with it. I invest hundreds of dollars into the software every year, and I know it's not perfect, but it does everything I need it to do. But some people get really I sent you that thing last night, that thread on the DUC, the Avid DUC about this guy just well, I make Hackintoshes. And it's like, he's getting super just obviously he's just shitting on PT, and everyone who knows anything about computers is like, well, you're on a Hackintosh first there, shithead.
That's part of the problem.
That's a problem. And he's like, oh, I built them for you. It's a legal Hackintosh. Like, what are you talking about, a legal Hackintosh?
Legal Hackintosh.
Moron. Anyway, so getting back to the thing, it's like, I don't think that us being critical of products that cost lots and lots of money makes us snobs. I think it just means,
Well, and that's the point of being a review, is if I just sit here and paint rainbows on everything, if I'm just like, no, this is amazing, go buy it, I have a responsibility, because I actually got a comment today. Let me go find the last comment that I got earlier today. Sir.
Thanks, Ben. Appreciate your presence.
Somebody gave me presents?
Ben/Gaylord. He was talking about how he appreciates the videos and the reviews.
Matthew John commented, sir, from your superlative talks, I am planning to buy a Shure Beta 58A for the lead singer's seat next week. Thanks, boss. So,
nice.
When you get comments like that, what comments like that tell you is somebody took your constructive criticism or your review of a product and went, you know what, that's for me.
It's doing its job.
Yeah.
Basically.
So if I do a review on a product like the Rodecaster Pro and I don't point out some of the issues, what ends up happening is somebody goes,
you lose credibility.
I just spent $800 on this piece of shit that doesn't do what I thought it would do. That's the whole point of what I'm doing. There was another comment today. Joe Palooka. On my review of the LiveTrack L8, I mentioned that there's no actual way to control the master out volume going out to the two master monitors while your mic's on. So you can't mute your monitors while your mic's on. And he said, have to unplug the speakers every time with Zoom and recording. Forget it. I didn't know this, and now I won't buy it for just this reason alone.
That's fair. I mean, that's really annoying. Especially if you're using it for podcasting.
Right? Why would you have outs for that?
Like at least, having like a control room knob at least. Like, you don't need to have it automated like
they
a podcast
have it on the
board.
L12. They don't have it on the L8. And I called them while I was making the video, and I'm like, how do I turn my monitors down? They're like, well, that's not a feature that's on there. And then they're like, well, just plug it into the headphone outs.
Lol.
Like, you can't do that with monitors. Monitors supposed to be left, right, not headphones. Each one would
you would have to get a splitter.
Pan left, pan right, or yes.
Well, you have to get the TRS splitter that breaks it into two.
But
I have a couple of those.
Why are you doing that with a board that costs $600 Canadian dollars?
That's the real problem of it, right?
Yeah. Really quick here. I'm watching because I'm new to this and it'll becoming a hobby. I appreciate your videos, reviews. Thanks, Gaylord. I think that's one Dylan responded to. The guy who said Snobby has issues of his own. True. Bangs, love my 58A. Look, I love being condescended to, but you guys are the freaking best. Thanks, Ken.
Appreciate it.
It keeps returning to my channel one. You can pay women to do that. That's true. You can actually pay women to do that.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If I was that, if I was a woman, I would. That's pretty easy money for me. I feel.
And then here's where I lost my a little bit of my temper with this gentleman.
You lost your shit
because I explained to him. I said, "Listen, dude, I'm not changing how I address manufacturers. I'm not changing how I do a live stream because you were offended. I don't care." And I'm not trying to be mean. If you have constructive feedback that's like, hey, man, I don't feel like you gave the Rodecaster Pro its due.
A fair shake.
Why not look at it this way? I'll be like, okay, I'll go get my Rodecaster Pro out. We'll see and figure out whether or not it's worth another shake. But instead of that, you're telling me to go screw yourself. Oh, cheers, Gaylord. Fokker. Thanks for coming, man. Every Friday. Check it out. Hopefully we see you back here. So instead of that.
Bye, Ben.
He started throwing at me, and I had mentioned the Rodecaster Pro because I figured this was what he was pissed off about. So I said, sorry, man, don't let the door hit you. And then he responded with Dark Corner Studios at 18 minutes was the first instance I picked up on. Funny enough, it is about the Rodecaster Pro, but I'm happy to go through the rest of the video and show you the times where you were being a prick.
Wow. Savage.
And I basically unleashed. I can't even remember what I said. I was so irritated at that point. And I don't know if he's still on this channel, but if he is, I'm sure he's watching this live stream.
He must be from Gear Sluts because that's how all those guys talk over there.
Over the Rodecaster Pro, and it's because we were goofing around about the sound pads and like the fact that they had whatchamacallit on the MIDI controllers now for the sound pads, like the ridiculousness of some of this. So
yeah, well, that's it. It's like, the thing is, right, and this is from a capitalist perspective, when you put money into a product, you're buying for all of the features that it has. If it has a bunch of features that are useless, you're paying money for those features that are useless. So I always try to buy. I mean, there are instances where I will buy a product that's armed to the teeth. Like in my recent search for a motherboard, I was looking for something that okay, this is not going to have a expandability problem. But I do think that there are times when it's like, okay, this is a feature for your audience base that's useless. I mean, or that's virtually useless.
I'm actually reviewing one that's got a useless thing. It's actually a gamer mic. I got the Rocket Torch. The review's going up Monday. It's my first gamer gear review. And actually, it has a stereo mode.
Oh, God.
Why would you have a stereo mode on it?
Well, because you want to use it for ASMR, obviously.
Oh, I never thought of that.
That's probably actually, I wouldn't be surprised if that's why.
It does have a whisper mode on it too.
Oh,
which
yeah,
allows it gains up, which I'm surprised. The gain on it on whisper mode isn't as loud as you think it's going to be.
You think it's going to be like stupid compressed?
Well, you also think you're going to hear a lot of the
noise.
When you turn up gain, you hear the room.
And you hear just the noise floor of the mic too.
Yeah, it was actually pretty decent. So that's going up on Monday, but I was like, stereo mode for a gamer? Who the hell? That shows how old I am, by the way. Bank says the payola isn't high enough for that. Every channel has their price. You know what? I don't know about that. The channels I watch, I do watch Linus Tech Tips. He's pretty straightforward with a lot of the stuff he does. I don't.
I do think that if you were to compare, like Linus Sebastian's attitude to ours, we are a little more savage.
Yeah.
Like we will actively make fun of products for some stupid stuff, which maybe we shouldn't do. I personally enjoy it thoroughly. I'm open to that kind of criticism, so I'll dish it out happily.
As long as when it comes to subjective stuff, I don't like the sound of this microphone on my voice.
Yeah, that's fine. That stuff's fine.
If a company has to, if you have to concern yourself with whether or not a person is giving you the legit truth about something that's been sent to them, maybe you shouldn't be watching the channel. And if anyone has concerns like that, I'm more than happy to share. I just ask for products now. 99% of companies don't ask you for a bundle of what you're going to review. Some of them will ask to review to make sure you're getting your points right. Some of them will ask to review to make sure that there's no misinformation in the video, because that's fair. I'm giving you $1,000 worth of stuff. Please don't misrepresent what we're giving you. That's fine. But the ideas of that kind of stuff being paid off for a piece of equipment, there isn't a piece of equipment out there that I would be happy to bring into my studio for a fake review. And the reason is if you look out over here at, this is full of crap. This is full of stuff that's being sent
I can't even see your thing, and I know what you're showing right now.
It's just full of crap. And I don't have use for another microphone. Sure, I'd love a C414 XLS. Sure. But what about...
No, it's AKG.
That's what I said. C414.
You said sure.
Yeah. I would love an MKH416. But if they contact me like, hey, man, do a really, really crappy or do a really great review for this and you can have it for free, well, I could probably do a C414 XLS review pretty easily and get it for free because I love the bloody mic. MKH416, same deal. But Rocket Torch sends me a $100 microphone. Do you honestly think I'm going to blow my credibility out of the water for a $100 gamer mic?
Yeah. No.
USB mic?
No,
Probably not.
I think Hint of Shrimp is hitting on a point here that I agree with, and it's that, so he's saying, as long as a reviewer is being totally honest, any and all colorful explaining of their opinion is fair game. People have to consider, so I'll break off of that point for a sec and say that people often misunderstand the business of content creation, which is both to deliver information and do so in an entertaining way.
Yeah.
This is entertainment. So if I sit here and I'm just like, here's some information, here's how it works, here, this doesn't work, so like people are gone, right?
Yep.
And that's the key, is people have to understand that this is informational and scientific as well as entertaining. So there's a little give and take there.
Yep. Bang says Rode sent so many of the RCP out to quote reviewers to get market buzz and puff pieces. You know what? They all do that. I'm on the list to get some Rode stuff as well. However, Zoom sent me the PodTrack P8. I didn't like the PodTrack P8. It had some shortcomings that made me not even be able to recommend it. And I sent it back to Zoom and they were fine. Zoom was not mad at me for doing that, because that's the review. The feedback they get is something they bundle into maybe a driver upgrade or whatever they're going to do. They actually take that feedback to heart. Rode sent me the Rode NT USB mini mics. I didn't do a glowing review of them because, I mean, thanks for the mics, I guess. I gave them to my kids. But they didn't sound great until you put on they have the companion app. Cool. Okay. But, I mean, I'm not going to blow my stack for a couple $100 microphones. So, yeah, they do send them out to get market buzz and puff pieces. And I'm pretty sure a lot of them go on the basis of, well, if you want to keep getting this stuff pre-release, you're going to give us a pretty good review. I'm not going to get much free stuff then, if that's the case.
Yeah, well, but then at the same time, there are a lot of credible manufacturers that don't care.
No, they don't.
If they have a good relationship with you, they expect you to be totally honest.
Yep.
And in fact, if you're a good company, I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, not sorry. If you're a good company, you will make good products and you will actually take even the negative feedback. You'll take that and you'll use that. That is equally as valuable to you as the positive feedback.
There are computer companies that actually listen to Linus Tech Tips and try to update their products to
based
meet
on
his
what
demands,
the recommendations are. Yeah.
And so, but I'm 99.99% sure that Rode, Zoom, what's some other ones? Companies of that ilk don't care, and they're not going to not send me products because I didn't like them. And if they do, I guess I'm buying my Rode products.
Now, there is a certain company that shall remain nameless out in Europe.
Yeah.
That may have had an issue with that.
But that's part and parcel and something that is part of the learning process along the way, but whatever.
Yeah. But again, it doesn't necessarily mean you're not a good company because you are protective of the brand in that way. As I said, it is harder as a content creator. It's harder to deal with that.
It's fascinating too, because that particular content, I don't know why it gets ripped, but people in the industry hate it. And I've actually received a lot of hate about that product. And no, I'm not going to name the product, but people in the industry despise it. And I've seen
the one that I just hinted to.
Yeah, it's just, but I don't get it. I really don't.
I'll put it this way: I don't like it. You know the reasons why I don't like it.
Yeah,
I outlined them. We showed them the reasons why I don't like it, and they didn't like my reasons so much they wouldn't let me say anything.
So yeah, I mean, we won't go into detail for that reason, but like, yeah, there's some companies that are willing to put those things on you, but at the same time, just send the product back. Or in my case, maybe you can't, because sending it back sucks. But it is what it is. Trust who you trust. And if you think we're pompous and arrogant, and you think that I'm missing something, I think that's the big thing. I'm actually releasing a video next Wednesday about this, of why I'm so tough on products, because I've received a lot of hate on the videos for the bundles. A lot of people upset over my bundle reviews. Oh, dude, it's good enough. Not when you can replace it with, like, if you can buy the same thing only better for the same price, it's not good enough.
Or around the same price point.
Yeah.
I think too is it's you got to figure out like a consistent benchmark to measure against. Like, are we talking? Are we coming at it from the perspective of entry level? What's a good thing to start with? Are we coming at it from the level of sort of amateur, sort of hobbyist, or are we coming at it from the level of professional?
But if you're spending $400, if you're an amateur hobbyist, if you are somebody that's just wants to put their voice onto the computer, go buy a USB mic and see if you enjoy doing what you're doing. Don't spend $400 on a bundle.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think a lot of it is just the all these pieces, right? People like that. Oh, I get all this stuff. Look at all the stuff that I get.
But then why don't you follow my guide and buy what I tell you to? So instead of buying this bundle, why don't you go buy the P120? Why don't you go buy the Scarlett 2i2 or Scarlett Solo, and you're good. Oh, and headphones, the M20X. Because the headphones are so trash, Dylan. I can't even. I should send you the ones.
They always are. All the bundles, they're trash, it seems.
Well, the Scarlett ones weren't the worst. Like, you could live with them. You want to get rid of them as soon as possible. The M Audio were such trash that I put them on to listen to a video on YouTube, and I was like, where's that bass coming from? And I changed out headphones. It was ridiculous the amount it was boosted. So, I mean...
Oh, yeah, agreeing with Hintershirp, we've all been that way. I think we've... I mean, there was a point when, when I was a kid, so to speak. I mean, I'm still kind of a kid. But when I was more of a kid, and I had not a lot of great gear at my disposal, and I would defend it because it's all I had, right? I think people...
No, it's mine.
Yeah, exactly. But then eventually you grow out of that, I think. I hope.
But some taking it out on reviewers who are just trying to lead people down the right way, like...
Yeah, exactly, down the right path. It's like, we're not saying you're an idiot for... Like, obviously, it's unfortunate that you happen to have the misfortune of jumping on a
product?
A shitty product, yeah.
But it's not just a shitty product. It's also just like, companies need to be held accountable for this crap. If a company releases, like, M Audio should know better than to release that piece of garbage package to the...
Honestly, M Audio is a weird... I mean, there's some professional products that they have, but there's a lot of it is prosumer kind of stuff. So it doesn't surprise me, honestly, because I've had some mixed experiences with M Audio in the past.
Yeah, but even if it's prosumer, even if it's consumer, you can still release a product that has been tested and that is verified to be relatively decent for that price. And that's the thing. You can't release a pair of headphones. Partner with somebody that can get you the headphones.
Exactly. Partner with Shure. And get them to do a budget run or something.
Shure and M Audio don't really lock heads in very many spots in the industry.
No, they're M Audio is all mostly about a lot of interfaces, and then Shure doesn't do anything with interfaces. So there's not a lot of cross section there.
Right.
So I feel like that would have been a good, marriage to have happen. Get them to give you like a budget variant of like the SRH 240 or something.
And that's a great concept. And then maybe bump up the cost of the thing a little bit. And
yeah, like $50 or something.
Scarlett was doing this with Audio-Technica AT2020s. So you could get a Scarlett 2i2 or a Scarlett Solo with an AT2020. That's a great deal. But instead, they decided, no. We're going to get some cheap condenser guts, and we're going to throw it in a tube, and we'll call it a day. Well, then you have to be held accountable for that crap. People collect stamps and Pokemon. What's wrong with collecting low-budget crap gear? Nothing's wrong with it. In fact, and this is one of the things I did want to point out, if you guys want to go out and buy the Scarlett bundle, I'm not going to hold it against you. In fact, while I was doing that review on the Scarlett, and I was ripping it to pieces because the microphone was not great, the headphones were probably the best thing in that. And then I went over to one of my favorite guitar YouTubers, and she was using the Scarlett microphone on a stand, and I'm like, oh, God. It's like, is it a lot of people using this microphone? I hope not. But then, once again... I'm not going to judge anyone that owns it, that bought it, but if you are going to buy it, I wouldn't. Maybe save your money up for a little something else.
Judging someone for, and honestly, this kind of a side tangent, but this leads me to another thing that's a huge pet peeve of mine, is so that annoys me when people judge people for buying something that they wouldn't buy. And then the other thing that really gets under my skin on the same vein is people that judge people for not knowing something. It's the same thing. It's like, look, yeah, I know more stuff than a certain number of people. There was a time, though, when I knew nothing. And for me to sit here and be an elitist and be like, how do you not know that? Like, everybody knows that. It's like, I was one once. I didn't know how to talk. I didn't know what words were. Like, everyone was stupid at one point, essentially. Yep. And I don't think it's right to judge people for not necessarily being in the loop on everything on a particular subject.
And some people don't have the capacity for certain knowledge.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone has their specialties and their niches and their things, their strengths and weaknesses.
Yep.
Like, I'm really technical. I'm good at creative problem solving. I'm not so good at abstract creative, like just creating something for the sake of having no purpose.
Yeah.
But there are people that are great at that. There are artists of various calibers in various industries that are amazing at that. Anyway, that's
Bang says, judge them good and hard. Coming from a person called Bang's Naughty Bits, eh? Okay.
Yeah, we'll keep that in mind.
Judgment, my friend.
Judgment.
No, I think it's an interesting conversation to be had. And like I said, I'm going to release a video on why I'm hard on equipment, why I feel the need to pick apart. I'm going to actually try to expand some weeks to 2 videos a week. Not necessarily reviews every time. This is interesting. I'm starting work on a second channel. I actually deleted my old second channel. Oh, here's the problem. My other video, DCS Stories, it was called, I believe, where I was doing some more long-form content about serial killers' favorite music.
Yeah, I remember that.
I got smacked pretty hard by YouTube. YouTube didn't like the idea of some of the content being like true crime, which is fine. I get that. So I had to delete. I deleted everything off that. Right around the time where Podcastage was getting smacked for something that happened on one of his channels, that's when I deleted it. I saw that, and because my 2 channels, DCS Stories and Dark Corner Studios, were actually linked. So if I lost one, I would lose both. So I'm going to have to set this one up as a separate one. But I'm actually, if anyone saw the Joe Rogan video and didn't hate it, the new channel is going to be doing some longer form content like that. And I actually have a producer on board with this that's going to be handling the video editing. So that's nice. How I'm able to do it and able to do it properly. So it's going to be in the vein of the Joe Rogan video, a little bit different though. It's more of a content creation style of channel, but a little bit longer form. I think it's going to be a little bit longer form, and we'll see how it goes. If anyone's interested, I'll let you know when it launches. Midnight Wolf, that's okay. You're allowed to come late. YouTube failed notifications. That's sad. Yeah, YouTube does want to be Netflix. And you know what? YouTube can be Netflix. YouTube needs to go after being Netflix more than it needs to go after being TikTok.
It's kind of because Netflix is really not a very profitable business at the moment. They're looking at improving with different revenue sources.
Buying up everything left, right, and center and dropping billions
they're buying
of
up
dollars.
everything. Also, Netflix, I have sort of a bit of insider information. They're going a little bit psycho on the deployment of fulfillment servers. So I don't know if you know how Netflix works. Basically, all of the carriers, all of the ISPs in the US and Canada and even in Europe have Netflix servers at their, and basically that allows it allows Netflix to deliver content to you in a timely fashion. Yeah, so they've been deploying like 4K storage and fulfillment servers, as they call them, like crazy. And it's costing them a stupid amount of money. Like in Canada, I know we have a few carriers that have a couple hundred servers that are Netflix's in their facilities, and it's like, and Netflix is footing the bill for everything, the installation, the power. Well, like Netflix pays for the whole shot of it. It's like,
if it wasn't for Disney Plus and Amazon Video, they would be owning the market right now, but they've had to sink so much into development and content development that, like, we're talking in the billions of dollars for content development.
It's funny because Netflix runs on Amazon's infrastructure.
Yeah.
It runs on Amazon Web Services. That still makes me laugh. I'm like, wow, yeah, let's pay the competitor.
But they all work together. They know, they're all diving into the same stuff.
Yeah, well, it's like our station we used to pay rent to our competitor that also owns like stations, the other big broadcaster in Canada, and it was like,
think about it. YouTube has their own broadcasters. YouTube has their own shows. They have PewDiePie.
They have an entire self-contained ecosystem.
Yep, and they don't have to pay for the content. They give ad revenue on the content. So technically, YouTube is the new TV station of the 1980s.
Yeah, basically, people just drop great stuff on their lap and like, here you go, and YouTube's like, thanks, all right, let's go and sell it.
And they sell it. They give you part of the money. Whether or not YouTube gets, if they end up having to revisit exactly how much goes out to those creators, I don't think so though. YouTube makes a lot of money.
YouTube is basically a network TV station. That's basically what YouTube has become. A non-linear network television station.
TikTok is scary after the state lawsuit. Yeah, I would agree with that. Their terms of service now clearly state they have the right to aggregate your biometrics and use it as they see fit. Chinese.
Yeah.
Chinese.
I say ever since TikTok has come out. I mean, I have the app. I don't have an account because it's one of the only social media accounts you can have without signing up.
Yeah.
But it's about as far as I want to go with it. I want nothing to do with TikTok.
I tried. There's no way to see. Here's the thing: for the content that I do on YouTube, I'm trying to kind of move it into the social media sphere. I suck at social media. I work in radio. I'm supposed to know this stuff.
It's hard.
But I don't know how to turn microphones into content on Instagram. They have Instagram Reels, which they're pushing right now, but I have no idea what to do with that. TikTok? How do you make microphones sexy on TikTok? I don't know.
I mean, you could do the super cardioid thing. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, I can be a goofball and I can do a somewhat comedy style TikTok.
That's what works on TikTok. I mean, that's the name of the game. It's just funny, entertaining little snippets. I love how when TikTok started, they were like, it's this new thing, never before done. Anybody remember Vine?
Yeah. Well, also they bought Musical.ly, which Musical.ly turned into TikTok. It was the last one was doing the same thing with music. So, they're all playing pocket pool with each other.
Oh, yeah, podcastage in the house, throwing shade, throwing shade.
I wonder, Banjo, I do have to ask, buddy, do you get that a lot? Do you get people who are mad at you for your opinion on stuff and who try to call you out for being a condescending snob? Because I've been called a snob so many times, most of it around the Rodecaster Pro. Actually, at one point on a Facebook group, because somebody posted my video and people were swearing about me, calling me this elitist snob. That's what they called me. And I couldn't understand elitist snob because I didn't like the drivers. I actually liked the product. The drivers sucked.
Yeah, they do. Obviously. I mean,
let me just point out that microphones are a bit phallic. Thanks, Banjo. I appreciate that. Are you supposed to put them onto your mouth?
Well, I mean, he did. The guy did call you a prick, so maybe that's what he was referring to.
Fair enough. Making microphones sexy is for OnlyFans.
Yep. You got to get on that. We talked about that before. You got to get your OnlyFans started up.
No one wants to see that, do they? Like,
well, I don't know. You did a pretty good job of those erotic books there.
Getting back to the gym, I'm getting the shoulders and chest and arms back.
Now, I tell you, every once in a while, that one chapter that you sent me way back when.
You don't tell me you play it back. Don't tell me you play it back.
I go back.
I don't need to know that. I don't need to know that.
Will I fall asleep?
Never share with Dylan. Never share with Dylan. If you open a TikTok and download their app, they have what they need from you. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, to be fair about TikTok and biometrics and all this stuff, Facebook already owns it. Like your biometrics, Google owns it. I mean, you get computers now that unlock with your fingerprint.
Yep.
Microsoft has it, and
your facial points.
Yeah, facial recognition. iPhones do that.
Yep. Although, to be fair, the Face ID of iPhone is actually locked down pretty hard. They essentially have in here a glorified TPM chip that locks your Face ID.
But then they had
apps don't have access to your Face ID. They have access to trigger the FaceTime subroutine or the Face ID subroutine, but they can't actually see your face.
So yeah, but I mean, iPhone 12 came out and any face would unlock it for anyone at first. Which
was hilarious. Yeah.
Hinterstrom says, "Hit the gym a few months and we'll talk." Sure, hint. Actually, I need to hit the gym too. Yeah, I actually I started going back, and along with my finger problem, I also started bench pressing, and I had to go to physio because I blew out some of the tendons in my arm. So I've actually been in physio for the past few weeks, but I've been cleared to go back to the gym. So I'll bring on the. I got to get rid of the moobs. The moobs is probably the worst part. Moobies. I don't like having movies. I don't like seeing in the video too. Like when I'm editing my video and I get up from the table and walk around to the computer, I'm like, oh, God. So yeah.
You just need a sports bra. That's all you need.
Man's ear? Was that Seinfeld thing? That was the man's ear, right? No, I just got. So, yeah. That's the only thing. I got the moobs. I got to remove the moobs.
Oh, yeah. chiming in.
I got called a Mike snob all the time. On occasion, it's just the case that someone bases their self-worth in the items they buy.
We just talked about it. It's
Therefore,
so
they
true.
get defensive if you dislike something they own.
It's
that is
so
the
true.
most kindergarten thing I've ever heard in my life.
Oh yeah, it's so juvenile. It's beyond juvenile. Actually, it's infantile. But like,
it's also this isn't Aiden's showtime. I'm not showing you what I own. I'm not showing you. I'm reviewing something and giving prospective buyers an opportunity to discover something.
We're trying to help people here.
Right?
That's really what this is for. Like,
no Facebook, no Instagram, no TikTok, no Face ID, or fingerprints. Own an Android, so Google has my soul already. Yeah, if Google has it, it's everyone has it.
If you've got Android, I love Android, but Google runs it, which scares the shit out of me. Like, Google being the world's foremost authority in data mining.
Yeah.
No thanks.
No. If I recall, Australia revealed last week that their vaccine passport connects biometrics and they share that with the Five Eyes intelligence conglomerate. Australia's going really militant with this whole
vaccine,
lockdowns. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit here and tell a country how to do their job when it comes to that. Because
it's interesting to watch.
Yeah, the point is protect. They're trying to protect the people. New Zealand has been pretty militant about it as well. But then you look at what Jacinda Ardern has kind of worked out with that, and
I mean, even
cool.
I actually got a questionnaire sent out by one of my employers this week. And it was a sort of a proof of vaccine. Like, they're trying to get a sense of who's fully vaccinated, and you actually have to attach one of your little little piece of paper there,
certificate.
And they say if you lie, you lose your job.
Yep, they can do.
I'm
that
like,
now.
that's okay. I like it because, again, I think that a lot of, especially in Canada, we've seen a lot of businesses kind of just pussyfooting around the issue.
Yep.
And I'm glad to see some people clamping down on this because
it's all or nothing. Just
exactly.
do it. Just get it over with.
Get
blah,
it
blah,
done.
blah. And I'm not even going to get into that conversation.
No, that's the whole.
Hintershrimp says, I'm right there with you. I got to lose around 50 pounds to be close to healthy. I'm actually not that far off. I actually found out because I quit. I was actually going to I was talking to my wife about this before New Year's Day, where I was going to do a one video a day of a just quick workout clip of me working out all year. And then at the end of the year, kind of review it, see how far I came, and then do a kind of a mashup video of it. But because we started the year out with coronavirus, it didn't really work out that way. So, Bangs, Bandrew, where was the Carbon Mic versus U87 comparison? That's fair. Good point. Thought about including that for the meme, but felt lazy. That would be fantastic. The Carbon Mic video was pretty cool, though. I do have to say, I kind of want to own one, but they're the most useless mic possible. They have you tried out a Carbon Mic or any of those? Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I've tried one. I prefer the copper phone mic there myself.
Yeah.
I like charactery mics like that. They're useless for a lot of things, but it's a neat little paintbrush to have in your toolbox. I would never pay beyond a certain amount for something like that. Like, I think the copper phone or whatever is like, like $300 or $400, I think, maybe a little more than that. But for me, it was a good. I haven't bought it yet, but it's a good value proposition, I think. For
we're getting all the tech tubers in here, all the audio tech tubers now. Bandrew says, DCS, we should be glad that we're in the audio and not phones, computers. I can't even, like, computer tech. I'm very, very.
We've gotten into that on here before, talking about, like, using Macs versus PCs, and there's a few people. I think Unreal Audio is very Mac oriented.
Yep.
And we're sitting here PC. It's kind of like the Roadcaster thing. I'm never gonna buy a Mac again because the one Mac experience I had proved that it was shit for mission critical applications. You can have whatever opinion you want. If you buy a Mac, I will not judge you. I personally will never buy a Mac again.
Yeah.
At least unless the M2 or M3 or M4 prove to be good machines.
They're saying a new Mac Mini Pro or M1X or M2, whatever. So I'm going to be checking that out.
See, I actually, speaking of computers, I've thought about, I was doing some research on the Ryzen and realized it still uses the x86 instruction set.
Yeah.
They're not on any kind of ARM. Like
No.
M1 is a whole other situation.
Yeah,
But so
it's ARM.
theoretically, as long as it's x86 on that processor, theoretically Pro Tools should work okay. Even though Avid is very lazy about testing it on AMD rigs.
It's not that. There's a lot of differentials. x86 is the architecture, but before we lose all of our viewers,
we should talk about it. We shouldn't get into computers.
The chiplet stuff and like that. But Bandrew said those areas tech take what we experience and multiply it by 1,000. Android or Apple, you're wrong. I hate you. And then Painfully Honest Tech jumps in. I have no idea what you're talking about, Bandrew. I can say, being a phone reviewer, I don't know how MKBHD does it. I don't know how Painfully Honest Tech does it. Jason from Painfully Honest Tech, I've watched several of the videos, and I can just see people's blood boiling as you're reviewing it. Like I watched Jason. He's doing, especially on Twitter, talking about the Fold 3 and the Flip Z. And I know there's people that are just, anything Samsung does photable, people like, I gotta have it. It's gotta be, and it's a great phone. It's a great phone. And Jason has a different experience. And you know, there's people that are literally doing up a voodoo doll and sticking sharp stuff into it. Of Painfully Honest Tech's YouTube channel. So I can't even imagine. The solution to all these debates is use the tools that help you get the job done, whether it's Mac, Windows, Linux, iOS, and yeah, I agree.
100%. That's 100%.
Totally. We all have our preference. My wife is iOS. She loves the iPhone. I don't.
I'm used to it.
I like it, but I'm not going to change my whole life over. Just
honestly,
to move the iPhone.
when my iPhone 8 earlier this year started, the battery's just being stupid. And I was looking at getting a new phone. I looked at getting a Samsung. I looked at transitioning over to, because I remember there was a time when there was a cost savings. Not this time. Both the phones I was looking at were $1,700.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, fuck it. I'm staying with iOS. I don't care.
Might as well.
Yeah, like I'm used to it. I'm not going to learn. It's kind of like everyone's like, well, there's better DAWs than Pro Tools. I'm like, maybe. And for certain applications, sure.
Yeah,
I'm used to it. I've used it thousands of hours. I know it like the back of my hand. I get shit done quickly with it.
Also, if it's an industry standard, which could say Pro Tools is pretty much an industry standard.
Yep. In
that argument loses water instantly. You lose water, or it loses any substance to it instantly. People, like anyone telling me Adobe Audition's crap. It's an industry standard. It's for what it does. It's very good.
There are things that are not good at. It used to be a bigger industry standard. Honestly, I wonder to this day. I think one of the reasons why. For example, in the radio business, slowly, and I'm not going to get into it because every time I talk about radio, we lose viewers. But in the radio business, Adobe is losing a lot of traction. Pro Tools is becoming the industry standard for broadcast, flat out. And I think the reason for that is less about the functionality of Adobe and more about the cost proposition. Yep. I think Adobe costs too much money, and Pro Tools is cheaper.
Yeah.
Like, that's what is coming. And cheaper and equally as capable. So that's kind of where I think the broadcast business is at. But there still are a lot of industries like podcasting, Audition's still the go-to. VO, Adobe's still the go-to. So, there still are industries.
Well, it has Classic Soft Knee. Can't get it anywhere else. Classic Soft Knee, baby.
You can make it somewhere else. You don't.
Not if you don't know how. It's perfect.
I laugh, but one of my friends who's in audio fundamentals course in college, she's like, "Hey, can you my first assignment's to make a radio commercial. I need tips." I'm like, "Okay, well, where the fuck do we start?"
Classic Soft Knee.
So I walked through everything. And then at the end, I was thinking, okay, how am I going to convey years worth of EQ and compression experience in 2 minutes? And I said, okay, pull up dynamics processing, Classic Soft Knee.
It works in almost every scenario.
It is a good all-rounder. It's not perfect, but hey, if you don't know what you're doing, it's great.
Liberty Dude, brother, thanks for the super. Love you.
Sound like you're getting emotional there about it.
No, I coughed and it's going to my chest. The copper phone. So Bandrew says the copper phone and the carbon phone are probably the most Tom Waits microphones to ever be made.
Yeah, that's probably accurate. I like the sound. I would barely use it, but I kind of think it's got a neat tone.
Yeah, it's a very cool tone. I don't know. You sent it to the wrong stream. Liberty. That hurts, man.
Ow.
That is just mean. Yeah.
No take backs.
To take a Zip Fizz. That's
hilarious.
Yeah.
Now we have questions though. So context.
Yeah.
Like,
what is taking a Zip Fizz? By the way, you can remove the $5 if you like. I'm not. I believe you can actually take it back as the person that put it in. So, Liberty, if you feel the need to send that back, that I take no offense to it, brother. This isn't about making money on the live stream. So, but that is hilarious, and I do need to know what a Zip Fizz is. Is that to take a Zip Fizz? So it's an action, or is it a thing you do? What is it? A verb? Zip Fizz? Are you searching Zip Fizz on Google now?
Are you?
Oh, that's the joke. Oh, okay. All right. So what the hell does Zip Fizz mean then?
Yeah, we're lost.
Alan of Soundspeed loves his Zip Fizz.
You really threw us off.
What's Zip Fizz? Did you look up Zip Fizz?
Nope, I did not.
God damn it. Now I need to know what Zip Fizz is. People making me work. If it is a Soundspeeds thing, it's a drink. It's an energy.
I assumed. It sounds like it would be a drink.
Why do I learn something every week that we do this? What is something completely random like that
That's the beauty
too?
of it. That's the beauty of it. Well,
okay, Liberty dude, I'm gonna take your $5. I'm gonna go buy a Zip Fizz and try it. And
on stream next week.
Yeah,
on stream.
Well, I don't know if I'm gonna get it by next week, but I will reach out to Alan and give him my heads up and maybe review the Zip Fizz for him. if Alan really likes Zip Fizz, I'll try it out. It was intentionally sent to me. Thank you, Liberty dude. I appreciate it. It's an all-natural energy drink that you put in your water. I don't like energy drinks, but if it's all natural, I'll try it. All right, is that where Alan gets all of his energy from for his videos? I assume that's probably an all-natural energy drink.
It's got uranium in it. You know, uranium's all natural.
You can just eat the powder straight?
Yeah.
All right.
God.
Snorting the powder. Let's see if it's better than drinking it. Okay.
Oh, my God.
$100 bill. Yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah, that'd be great. That demonetized immediately. Immediately demonetized.
Alan eats it straight. Oh, if Alan ever comes
God.
to the live stream, I'm sorry, buddy. Yeah, I'm talking about snorting it. I'll just do a full-on review.
Jesus.
What?
Liberty.
What did Liberty say? Oh, I'm on live chat again. Oh, yeah, I'm on live chat. Oh, sweet Liberty.
Yeah. There's this giant orange box pop in front of me. I'm like, okay, well, I guess you're getting... Now you have to commit.
Yeah.
Now you have to. Now you have no choice. And you have to snort it.
It changes color with the amount of money you give. Is that part of the...
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
Cheers, Liberty. I appreciate that, brother. Apparently,
I was gonna throw a super chat in just for the lulz, but then I had to remember my credit card number and I just couldn't be bothered.
So I'll actually order it while we're online here. I'm gonna go in Amazon, and I will order
Zip Fizz.
And I'm going
apparently it's very popular on film sets. Who knew?
Because it keeps you up and ramped. Oh
yeah,
wow!
I guess.
Well,
and oftentimes
holy crap, it's expensive. Holy shit! It's
20
$80.
cover it?
It's $80.
But how much is that?
We're talking Canadian.
And how much Zip Fizz is that? Is like a case worth of Zip Fizz?
Yeah, it's
or
20 tubes of Zip Fizz.
Okay. Well, that's still like per drink. That's.
Can I buy one tube just to try it out? That's what I'm wondering.
$4. I had to do the math. I cannot math.
You know what? Am I spending $90 on Zip Fizz here? Should I?
Oh yeah, you got tax too.
Yeah, like tax. Well, I got Prime, so there is.
It's gonna be approaching. It's gonna be approaching $100.
I'll do what I can.
Oh my God.
I'll see if I can get that going. I'll on a live stream coming up, Midnight Wolf. All right, guys, if you want me to drink Zip Fizz, feel free. Hit me up in the comments.
Yeah, let's do some crowdfunding here. Let's do some crowdfunding.
$80 for one. Oh my God, that's a lot.
So
of money.
we got 27 now. We're up to 27 out of 80.
All right. There is also the possibility memberships, by the way. Feel free.
Plug. Shameless plug.
How to plug stuff. Do not spend $90 on Zip Fizz. Banjo, don't tell me what to do with my money.
Oh my God, you're so condescending.
Yeah. I don't want to spend $90 on Zip Fizz, dude. I have too much built into my Google rewards. Nice. I kind of want to try it now. Are you legit? Alan likes Zip Fizz. Is that what you're telling me? Drink, shoot it.
I mean,
straight. I don't know if I could.
Jesus.
Do that.
Okay.
Oh, whoa.
Okay. All right. Jesus.
No, I'm buying it. I'm buying
do
it.
it.
All right. So add to cart.
Do it, and then I'll send me a few packets. We'll do it at the same time.
It's fruit punch. Do I want fruit punch? What, Dylan? They have
don't know.
combo. That's $94. I'm not doing that.
Well, you have over $94 now.
Blueberry raspberry. Buying it. Add to cart. 2 left in stock, man. I'm getting a deal on this. Proceed to checkout.
Oh wow.
God bless you all. Place your order.
Especially Liberty Dude.
Yeah, Liberty Dude.
And Liberty Dude and Midnight Wolf.
Okay, it's actually coming tomorrow, so I'm going to send some to you, Dylan. And next
Sweet.
week
And we'll
on the stream, we are doing this, man.
We're doing it.
Well, if I can get it to Dylan in time.
It's gonna pop my my energy drink cherry. I've never actually had. I drink lots of coffee. I've never done an. No, that's a lie. I've done Jaeger bombs before. So technically,
Jaeger bombs aren't an energy drink.
Technically,
dude.
no. There's Red Bull. There's Red Bull. There's Red Bull in
that
there.
is fully contradicting the Red Bull. You don't put Jägermeister in the drink.
You would think it would kind of cancel out. Eh?
They do kind of cancel them. I've done the Irish car bombs. I've done the. I guess I shouldn't say that live on stream, should I? It's a drink, okay?
It's a beverage. It's a beverage. Come on.
Yeah. Thank you, Liberty. I appreciate that. We'll actually. I'll send you. So we'll have to drink. What? How many do we have to drink in the technically 1 hour live stream?
Oh God.
How many do we have to drink? Liberty. I'm only giving this to Liberty. I'm only letting Liberty choose how many Zip Fizz we have to drink in a 1 hour live stream. I'm giving that to Liberty. Liberty paid for them. So Midnight Wolf can have one.
I was gonna. There's a 99-1 share going on here.
Technically 1/40th. Well, yeah. So Liberty, hit me up. How much you think I should do? Feel free. You can email it to me, or even on the stream here. I will get the message, and we will be drinking that. Can't wait to see the next video when drinking Zip Fizz. Car Bomb is a fantastic tech metal band. Oh.
Well, watch us just get hooked on Zip Fizz and this become a regular weekly thing.
Yeah,
we end up taking it out of mortgage just to get Zip Fizz.
Yeah, everything behind us is destroyed, and we haven't. Car Bombs used to be a warm-up drink. Yeah, see, I'm not a heavy drinker. I've had a few people buy me drinks at the bar. These the Irish Car Bomb. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it's tasty. Yep. It's not something I would want to get hammered on because boy, oh boy, is it ever heavy. And you think you'd probably throw it. Guinness, Baileys, and Jameson is delicious. That's the Irish Car Bomb.
Kind of. I think it rings a bell.
I thought Irish Car Bomb also had an energy drink in it. I could be wrong. It's been years because I'm a dad. Depends on when the heart palpitations kick in. It's a natural drink.
Apparently,
it's a natural drink, man. If it's natural, we shouldn't be getting heart palpitations. Although, if you smoke enough, what is it? Peyote? I'm pretty sure that can kill you, and it's natural.
I'm sure most alteration substances like that could probably kill you in any quantity. Like, there's things that aren't mind-altering that can kill you by eating too much of them. Look at nutmeg. Like,
I've never had the hankering to take down a bunch of nutmeg, though.
Honestly, it does not take much nutmeg to poison you. It is very, very small amount of nutmeg. Like I was like a tablespoon, I think, or something.
Yeah,
like
Ken says live stream super chance for Zip Fizz content goes to shit.
Yep, basically.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're going where the money is, Ken. Come on, man. Apparently, there's a lot of money in doing Zip Fizz stuff.
Fizz,
so
yeah.
here's your tradition.
Live.
Take one pack each, pull full, single fizz in your mouth. Have water available to wash down as needed.
No kidding. Yeah.
So that's what we have to do. We have to take
I guess
one pack
that's what we're
each.
doing.
All right.
Yep.
Liberty
says. Liberty says. So that's what we're doing. Jesus.
sounds good, brother. That's going to be fantastic.
I'm already like just cringing just imagining what this is gonna be like.
Now we're straight into the drinks. All the alcoholics are coming out to talk about their favorite drinks. Ken says Scotch and Amaretto is an Irish Godfather tasty. The Bailey's actually curdles in beer, so you have to drink it as a shot. Interesting.
Ugh.
Oh, Alan at Soundspeeds is an awesome dude. I've never talked to him. He hasn't acknowledged my existence yet. I don't know if he knows I exist, but I love his videos. Fantastic personality. 1 pint Irish stout, half-ounce Irish cream, quarter-ounce coffee liqueur, quarter-ounce Irish whiskey. The whiskey is floated on top of the Irish cream in a shot glass. The shot glass is then dropped into the stout. Yes, I do believe that's it. I had one. Actually, it was funny. I went to Ireland 4 or 5 years ago, and that's when the bar owner actually gave me that drink, and he said, "You need to drink this." Because I walked up to the bar, my wife wanted a Carlsberg, and so I walked up to the bar, and I'm like, "Wife wants a Carlsberg," and he looks at me, and goes, "You didn't come to Ireland to get a Carlsberg, did you?" I'm like, "No, but my wife wants a Carlsberg. I'll have a Kilkenny if you can." He's like, "No, you didn't come to Ireland to have a Kilkenny or a Carlsberg, did you?" No, I didn't. He's like, so he slides it across the bar. And he's like, "Drink this." All right.
Love it.
If I have to. All right.
Love it.
Cheers, guys. Thank you for Liberty Dude for paying my bills for the week and getting me some Zip Fizz, brother. This should be an interesting live stream next week. Let's see how edgy we can get. I'm going to drop coffee off my schedule from about 9 a.m. on just so my body can handle the...
Yeah.
So
the shock.
Have a great week, guys. We'll see you next week. Thanks for coming out to the stream. Have a great one.